Hey everybody, this is Ashley with Publish with Ashley, and I just wanted to show you a really cool tool for the KDP beginners. It's kind of my free gift to you guys. I just wanted to say thanks for being here, and if this is the first time that you've come to my YouTube channel, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. But even if you're not a beginner, these are really great templates and they're easy to use. And I want to kind of explain how to use them. There's 4 different templates for my 4 common most sizes that I tend to use for covers. And so I hope that you will find them helpful as well. Okay, so really I'm going to show you, this will be in the show notes, this text, but really it's as simple as copying the link. So you can see right here, I'm going to copy this 8 by 5 by 11 inches and 100 pages. So there's 4 different cover templates. So you basically have to have 100 pages for your interior in an 8.5 by 11 size. And then the next one is 8.5 by 11, 120 pages, 6 by 9, 100 pages, 6 by 9, 120 pages. These tend to be really common sizes. That's why I created templates for them. So I hope that you will find these helpful. So really it's a matter of just copying this and you're going to paste it into the web browser. But let me just show you. This is that template, that 8.5 by 1100 pages. And I want to talk about these pieces, and then I'll just show you how to paste in the link. It's super easy. So what you have is the background, right? And you want to make sure these lines right here, see, are going to come on the template, and these lines are the crop lines. So that's where KDP or the book printer was actually going to crop, or they could crop as far as those lines or kind of anywhere on those lines from basically here over, or here down, there over, right? So it could be cropped anywhere there. So you do not want any text like this to really come all that close to these edges. Now, obviously, my edge of the background is going to come to the edge because I don't want some sort of white border or black mark or anything. So it's going to go all the way to the edge, but I don't really care if this little part of the circle gets cut off or, you know, that color. Now here on the template is the spine. See these 3 lines? The middle line of those 3 lines is your center line of your book. So that's the center of the book, but that's not necessarily where you're going to center your pictures. You're actually going to center them off of the spine, or I have this wraparound spine I've created, and I'll talk a little bit about that. But see, here's the spine, the 2 edges of this, and it's really small in here. It's 0.23 inches, so it is really small because it's only 100 pages. Now, so where are you going to center? That's like, I know one of the big things. Everyone's like, oh, I don't know how to center and get things to center. Now, one of the reasons I do these wrap around spines is because I think they look really good. You can get a pattern and put them in like this. You just got to make sure your colors look really good, and I think it adds a little bit more texture. But you want to center from the edge to right here, to this line right here. So this guy is not going to be centered from here to here or anything. He is going to be centered from here, like the same amount of space from here and here and here to right there. Not the edge of the page, the edge of that crop line. All right, that's the centering. Now, let's say I didn't have this spine. Let's say I had it like all the way tiny like that, okay? And so it was just this. I would actually try and see how he looks kind of funny. He's not centered right, is he? You would center from just over past the edge of your spine to this line right here. So how I center things, let me go back to kind of show you how I center things. I'll go back one more. Okay, so this is how I center stuff to make sure it's centered. What I will do is I will actually insert a rectangle. Let's see if we can find one. I know this says Pro, but it doesn't really matter because all I'm going to use it for is centering. So what I do is I make that rectangle go to my crop line. Okay, so this edge and this edge, and I'm just going to send it back so that I can see the other things. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down Shift and kind of collect all my pieces. Okay, so I've got dog mom, the little dog, and the pet care log. Okay, and I've also got my shape. And so I'm going to hit position over here, and I'm going to center. Oh, and it moved my pet care log just a bit. Okay, and then all I'm going to do is go back and delete that. And everything is centered. I like to put in the rectangle to make sure it is centered on what I need it centered on. So that's really important to me to get it centered correctly. And like I said, if this was smaller, or if you didn't have that full spine, let's say you had the tiny spine like this, then you would just do the same thing. Insert your rectangle. And what we're going to now do is go to there and there. And what I usually do, because the spine has a teeny bit of wraparound, I move it over just a teeny bit to make it just a little bit more centered. Sometimes you can use arrow keys and move it over. So that's probably right about right. And what I'll do is the same thing. Here, I'll have that, set that back, position, send backward. Okay, and now I'm just gonna collect all my pieces, position, center, and they all should be centered now. And then I just go back and delete. That makes sure it is centered. You can eyeball it, but I don't. I don't because it doesn't generally look good. Now, sometimes with your graphic, if you have inserted a graphic and it's maybe it's like the dog's tail is over here. It depends. You may want to fiddle with that to make sure it looks pleasing to the eye. But wording, I always make sure that I center that appropriately. I don't try and eyeball that because it just doesn't look good. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to use this. Remember, I copied and pasted it, so copy. And all you're going to do is open up a little browser and hit paste and enter. Okay, now there might be a pop-up that says, do you want to use this template? Since this is my account, it's asking me, I have this little edit here. It says, do you want to use or edit? You should only be able to use the template. I am allowed to edit it because I own it. This is my template, right? So I'm allowed to use or edit, but you would want to use template or make a copy of template. I've seen that as well. And it's just going to open up and you're going to see the lines here. So then you can just go, drop your background in. I had just used that little dot one right here. And then you can change the colors, kind of like I did. You can put a spine in, you can upload your graphics, my cute little dog here, and then I always, like I said, I just kind of place them pretty close. I make things how I want them to be, and then I center them at the very end to make sure that it's right, because sometimes I'll fiddle with stuff and move stuff. So yeah, that's kind of how you use these templates. And like I said, there's 4 of them. They're for what I find a lot of my most common sizes. And if you use these lines and if you're not seeing the lines, I'm so sorry. If you're not seeing the lines immediately, go here to show rulers and show guides. So under file, you can go show rulers, show guides. So that's what these are. These are like the guidelines and the rulers. Okay, so those will help you if you're using the template and you don't see those. Make sure to go to file and just click on those so that they're checked like this. Or apparently you can hit Control R and Control plus. So there you are. Or no, I guess that's the semicolon. Anyway, but that's kind of how these templates work. Super simple, super easy. If you make sure to do what I said about centering and know what to center on, either this edge, not the edge of the page, but the edge of this, just past the edge of the spine and right here, then your books are going to look a lot better and they will turn out correctly on the KDP product page instead of looking like, someone didn't center them correctly. All right, so I hope this was really helpful to you. I'm sorry I promised it, I think, before the weekend, but it was really busy this week. So please use these. I hope they're helpful to you. Please let me know if it doesn't work. But if you're just making a copy of this template, it should just work fine, and you will have that showing in your account. It'll be your copy of this page for your account and just use of my template. All right, thanks so much. Bye.